Welcome to What's Cooking, New Ulm. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're here with a hometown favorite, Lacey from Lola's Larkspur. Remember, this is promoted by the Heart of New Ulm, working to reduce or eliminate heart attacks in the 56073 zip code. Lacey, welcome.
Hi.
What are we making today?
Scallop piccata.
All right, so what made you choose this recipe, and what are we going to learn different about this one?
It's a very healthy recipe. It's low in all of the saturated fats and whatnot. It's light and it's fun.
Great. Scallops are going to be very high in B12. It's going to help reduce your risk for osteoporosis. It's also going to help with your overall heart health. Remember, any seafood is going to contain your omega-3 fatty acids, bringing up that good cholesterol and down the bad. So let's jump right in here. Lacey, let's see what we got.
All right, to start, we're going to put our pasta down. I have boiling water over here already, salted. Should take about 8 minutes to cook the pasta. So while that's cooking, we will start the rest of the ingredients.
Great. Now you'll notice that Lacey used a whole wheat pasta. Remember, this is meeting our whole grains in our grain group, or our carbohydrates. Just by making that small change, we've increased fiber in the diet, and we've made it just a little bit more heart healthy.
Here I have some nice large sea scallops. On the scallop, there's also a little muscle right here that you want to pull off that's very hard, or it's not hard, but it's rubbery. So you want to remove that. It's the muscle that hooks the scallop to the shell.
So how hard was that to take off, Lacey?
Not hard at all.
Pull right off?
Yep.
Okay.
And the scallops then we're going to sprinkle with a little pepper. Little olive oil in the pan, and you want to make sure your pan is hot before you add the oil. And sear off the scallops. The hotter the pan, the better.
Great.
So while the scallops are searing, we can start the sauce.
Now I notice you're using clam juice. This isn't something a lot of us probably have used in cooking. So what kind of flavor and what's the benefit of the clam juice?
It kind of gives it a little more saltiness without adding actual salt.
Great. So I think that a lot of people would like this dish because so often with the Mediterranean diet, we promote the use of fish in the diet. Yet many people say, I don't like the taste of fish. Scallops are a great way to get those nutrients without that fishy taste.
Mm-hmm. They have a nice sweet flavor to them. All right, I have this pan heating up, and while we're doing that, we're going to cut our garlic and our shallots.
So shallots, again, another ingredient that you maybe wouldn't see a lot of people using in their recipes. So what's the benefit, or what are they? Tell us a little bit about shallots.
Shallots are kind of, I guess the flavor for me is a combination of onion and garlic together. They're used in vinaigrettes, pastas, kind of just extra flavor for any dish.
So maybe not as strong as the onion, but still a complement to your meal.
Exactly.
Good. Well, while Lacey gets all of these ingredients prepared, we're going to cut out to Holly and get our Fit in 5 and find out what's new in the fitness world.
Welcome to today's Fit in 5. Because time is of the essence and we live very busy lifestyles, we want to try to incorporate any type of physical fitness into our regular day. Doing an active commute, either walking or biking to work, is a great way to add physical activity into your day. I have with me here today Dr. Charles Stevens, who is a active commuter himself. So Dr. Stevens, thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome.
So you bike to work, correct?
I do.
Yeah, we know that you're an avid biker. Do you bike to work every day?
Well, last fall I tried to make a commitment to try to bike every day through the winter, and except for a handful of times I did make it. I had to get a pair of studded snow tires because it was a really icy winter, but they did the trick and I kept the wheels on the road the whole winter. The one day when it was 30 below, my eyelashes nearly froze together, but other than that, there were really no complications.
That is fantastic. So what benefits do you see through biking to work every day? Now, you bike to more than just work, correct? Most of us will see you around town on a regular basis on your bike?
I like to try to use a bike anytime I don't have to have a car to either carry lots of things or do lots of errands out of town or that sort of thing. I like biking because it's environmentally very friendly, and it also just automatically builds in some fitness every single day. I live about 1.5 miles from the hospital, and so that takes me 10 minutes to go. So there's 20 minutes every day that I've just been having some casual physical activity.
Yeah, and in fact, we do know that studies have shown that men, especially who do some type of active commuting, can decrease their BMI and decrease their risk of heart disease, which of course is our goal, especially in the city of New Ulm.
Right.
So, you know, an active commute is a great way to go. Like you said, if you don't have to carry a lot of things, or you have the time and you're able to do that. Now, does it take a special bike? Do you have to buy a really expensive bike to do this?
No, you really don't. You need one that has good tires and good brakes so that you can stay safe when you're driving around. If you're riding in the wintertime, it is a good idea to get some special snow tires if you want to go all the time. But for people who are riding in the average bicycling season, no, you don't need any special equipment. You just need a bike that's well maintained so you know it's going to be safe.
And what are some of the safety considerations for biking?
Well, to me, the most important thing for biking safely is to wear the helmet all the time. I know that that is not a big tradition. At least once kids get away from the little tiny stage, the helmets seem to disappear. But the problem with bikes, two wheels are inherently unstable, and there is the possibility that you're going to fall down. So it doesn't happen very often, but if it does, wearing a helmet that fits well is really the right thing to do. Other than that, as I say, just having safe equipment, making sure your handlebars are well adjusted, that your seat is tight so it doesn't go squiggling sideways, that the brakes work really well so that you can stop when you need to. Other things that are important for safety is to remember that when you're out there, if you're not on the bike path, if you're out on a road or a highway, you're sharing the road with cars, and you have to assume that people either don't see you or aren't really thinking about you. So you really have to be the eyes for yourself as well as for the car drivers, because if there's a collision between a car and a bike, the driver of that car is going to be fine and you may not be. So it's very important to just preventively work on that one.
Okay. And we do have a couple of bikes, different bikes that we brought in today. Now, Charles brought in his bike, and this is the one that you may have seen him around in. What is all the stuff that you have in the back, Charles?
Well, this is a very unusual bike. It's called an extra cycle. This is a kit that adds on to the back of a standard mountain bike here, and it just gives me immense carrying capacity. I can go to the grocery store and bring home my 4 bags of groceries and 2 bags of solar salt, and it'll carry more weight than I can push, so that's why I like it. I actually brought the kick bike down here on my bike today too, so this is my commuter bike all winter because it's very easy to just throw everything I need into the big bags.
And this is something that you just discovered. This is a kick bike, and there's obviously no seat. It's a little bit like a scooter and a bike combined. So if you want to add a little fun to your commute, it's actually really fun. We were wheeling around here on it earlier, so that's a good time as well. Well, Charles, thank you so much for coming in today and talking to us about active commuting through biking to work. As you know, you pointed out to us, a short time, 20 minutes a day, can get you to and from work, and you can reap some benefits of being physically active as well.
I believe that's true.
Yep. So for today's Fit in 5, I'm Holly. This is Charles. Thanks for joining us today. And back to Becca, because something smells really good in the kitchen right now.
Great, Holly. We'll get right on those exercises. All right, Lacey, let's get back to this recipe. So now our scallops have been sauteing for a little bit. How are we going to know when those are completed?
Well, after they get a nice brown sear on them, you can flip them.
And is there a perfect temperature for seafood? Is there something we're looking for them to get to?
Cut that one out because I don't know the temperature for scallops.
No, I don't think there's a temperature. I think you can just say.
That's what I use as color.
That's all you have to say. All right, so we'll have to go back, huh?
It's okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I didn't want. Don't ask that question. I don't know.
No, keep going. Just say it just goes by color.
The scallops you want to go by color. They should have a nice golden color, a nice crispy crust on the outside.
Great.
They should be translucent in the inside. I'd say another 2 or 3 minutes and they'll be done. You don't want to overcook scallops. The more cooked they get, the rubberier they are.
Okay.
So now we'll start with our sauce. I have a hot pan here. I have olive oil in there. We're going to add these shallots. So I've got my garlic and my shallots. Gonna let that saute and brown a little bit.
Another ingredient that we'll be using today that many people maybe haven't tried are capers. And what about capers? What can you tell us about those, Lacey?
A caper is actually a pickled peppercorn. It has a nice briny taste to it.
Okay.
So now that this is browned, we're going to add our white wine.
So Lacey, I picked up cooking white wine. Is there a difference between cooking or a regular white wine? Can you use the regular in cooking?
You can use the regular white wine. The alcohol content's going to be a little higher than in the cooking wine. Either or will work.
Great.
I'm going to add the clam juice. And the lemon. And let that reduce. And while the pasta is cooking, we can actually remove the scallops and put them off to the side so they don't overcook. We have a plate we can put them on, or
Sure.
we can use this cutting board.
They look really great.
There we go. A little bit of pepper in the sauce too.
Hi, I'm Carissa Bugler, and I'm the Executive Director of the New Ulm Medical Center Foundation, which is the fundraising arm of the New Ulm Medical Center. And although we've only really been around since 2002, which is maybe when you've started to hear our name, philanthropy has been around at the New Ulm Medical Center for 150 years. I'll take you back just for a second to Father Berkhold, walking door to door, knowing and to increase awareness, to increase donations, to raise some donations, as well as to get the land donated, which is where our hospital still is today. So philanthropy was important then. It got our first hospital started, and today it's just as important, if not more. We have about 1,500 of our patients, our employees, our physicians, and our community members, and local businesses and organizations that also believe having an excellent medical facility is a huge asset to our community and want to ensure that we do have an exceptional healthcare system here in New Ulm, and that we do thanks to our donors. We've accomplished a lot of things over the years. Some of the building projects, like our new emergency room, our addition to our hospital entrance, our new clinic, and most recently, just last year, we celebrated the expansion and addition of our surgery center. We also have programs like hospice and a new medication therapy management program for our high-risk patients in our clinic setting that are very dependent upon philanthropy. In addition, not only within the walls of the New Ulm Medical Center, but outside the walls, we focus on children's health. Every second, third, and fourth grade classroom in New Ulm has a day-on program helping kids make good decisions, healthy decisions about fruits and vegetables, what they're eating every day, as well as getting the exercise that they need. And then this cooking show, the Heart of New Ulm Project. The Heart of New Ulm is one of our most important philanthropy initiatives that we have at New Ulm Medical Center. There is some base funding available from Alina, but for this program to really accomplish us decreasing heart attacks in our community, we need our community partnership as well. So we thank you for your support of the New Ulm Medical Center, that it has accomplished not only great things within the walls, but even better things outside in the community, helping to prevent illness. So thank you for your support, and thank you for watching this Heart of New Ulm segment.
All right, Lacey, I think we're ready to finish it up.
Okay, we're going to finish off the sauce with the capers and the butter.
Now you'll notice that Lacey did use 2 tablespoons of butter, but this is a pretty large recipe, so that's going to bring down our saturated fat intake pretty low. Even a little bit of butter to make your recipe taste just right is all right. Everything in moderation.
Now the butter's melted into the sauce. Not too hot, otherwise the sauce might break. I'm going to add the pasta to the sauce. and toss it a little bit to coat it.
You'll notice that Lacey's sauce is fairly thin. We don't have to have our dishes coated heavily with a sauce to add a lot of flavor. So we want to keep it nice and thin, and you're still going to have a great tasting meal.
And here we are.
So this is our completed project. Lacey's already added the scallops on top. You're going to see the great color from the capers. What's going to be our most distinctive flavor from this dish?
I think the lemon and the capers add a really nice flavor to this dish. That's a traditional Italian sauce, is a piccata. So
great. You're going to notice this again is a generous portion size with the angel hair pasta on the bottom, but your rotini is going to fit in there just as well. You're going to get a filling meal with all components and definitely going to have a great tasting dish. Well, we sure appreciate you coming in today, Lacey. This is a great meal that everybody can include into their regular diet. Lacey's going to have this dish available for you to try down at the Larkspur for the next week or two, anytime available, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Come on, stop in, have it made the best way possible by Lacey. Remember, too, if you have a recipe you'd like to submit, if you'd like to come on to the What's Cooking TV show, send it to the address at the bottom, heartofnewulm.org or info@heartofnewulm.org. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in. Keep an eye on your grocery stores. I might just be asking you, what's cooking, New Ulm?